Welcome back, everybody. Episode 137 of the Jiu-Jitsu Dummies podcast. We're brought to you by Black Belt Digital Marketing. Anything you need to build your business on or offline. It's web design, Google Ads, graphic design, printing. We can absolutely help. Check us out at Black Belt Digital Marketing on Instagram, or you can visit our website at bbdigitalmarketing.com. And right there on the homepage, you can request a free online review of your entire online presence. I'm Milton Campus, Black Belt, training out of South Florida. We got Christian behind the camera.
Woo!
There you go. Delay. We got Bo behind the other camera. Don't forget to like, comment, download, share, do all that shit. Click on the subscribe button. We really appreciate the support. Joining us today is the crew from 10th Planet Miami.
What up, guys?
All right, hang out, guys. I got a couple of shout outs here for some sponsors, and then we'll jump right in. So thank you to our friends over at Fro and Roll. I do it right every time, right? Flow and Roll. Flow and Roll. We're doing a really cool belt giveaway, so we'll talk about that one today. So go to our Instagram. You'll see a whole bunch of posts. We're giving away 5 embroidered belts. So just go in, follow the directions. You'll repost it. You will tag 3 friends, all that bullshit. I also got, we also always talk about, I'll give one of these to you. We always talk about their pre-order program. So they do a really cool pre-order program. You can, like if you're a gym owner, you need to get your gear. You can basically design and for just a couple $100, put your stuff up on their website. Your students can go order it. This is like really good for like a brand new gym owner who's like, man, I can't lay out another, $5-10 grand on gear, especially if they got gis and shit. So he'll put everything online. You can order. He'll take all that money, put it towards your order, give you the balance. So you're still making your money, whatever you would sell your gis or your gear for. You don't have to worry about it. He gives you your money, and then he also puts whatever balance towards the gear that you're gonna, have in inventory in your shop. Perfect for somebody who's brand new, opening up a gym and doesn't have that extra money. Literally for just a couple $100 just to cover the designs, he gets you all set up, and you don't have anything to worry about. But again, we're doing the belt giveaway, and he does do embroidered belts on the website, so go check them out. Instagram is flow_n_roll. Or you can visit the website, flowandroll.com, and get 20% off with code JJD. That doesn't work for the pre-order stuff, but I think he did let me, that one right there, right? It says get 20% off. So you can actually, if you're a gym owner, you can actually go to him now and say 20% off with code JJD off of your actually pre-orders as well. So very cool. Leo Optics. All right, there we go. Somebody might get a pair of glasses today. I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, shit.
Leo Optics is a sunglass and apparel company specializing in signature bamboo glasses. Their passion's rooted in the jiu-jitsu lifestyle, founded in Southern California with products reflecting the BJJ lifestyle. Go check them out at leooptics.com and use code JJD for 10% off. All right. Thank you to BioPro Technology. BioPro is a bioidentical alternative to human growth hormone. Uh-oh. You got it behind you over there. I'm actually taking the quarter sleep and the regular ones. I take the regular one in the morning. Take the plus at night. You got helps with anti-aging, metabolism, libido, immune system, skin, cognition, as well as helps with sleep and stress. All of it with no needles, no side effects. You can check them out at bioprotech.com. Get $30 off with code JJD, and that's going to be $30 off of 2 kits, which brings it up to about $295. All right, so that's it. All right, thank you guys. I appreciate the patience, man. Welcome.
Awesome.
So let's go down name, rank, and serial number. Let's do some intros.
Oh shit. Hi, my name's Anthony Molina Valdez. I'm a black belt under Gabe, and I've been doing jiu-jitsu for like 11 years. Something like that, since I was 12. I'm like 24 now. So
oh shit, you're one of those. You're one of those little guys in the gym that kicks my ass.
Yeah. With just being like Gumby and having like being like a made of rubber.
All right.
Yeah, he's definitely one of one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What does that mean?
There's nobody else like that.
There's nobody like that. Was a compliment.
I don't know if I processed properly initially.
It takes him a second.
Yeah, thanks.
But,
Go ahead.
I'm Mike Miguel. I'm a black belt, also under Gabe. And yeah, I've been training since 2009.
Okay.
My name's Gabe. I'm a black belt under Eddie Bravo and Zach Maslany. I've been training since 07.
Okay.
Long time.
Big Uncle Zach.
Yeah.
He sent the question for you today too.
Zach.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody at Bethlehem, man.
And you guys are partners in 10th Planet Miami.
Yes, sir.
So what's going on? So how long have you had the location open? You're moving, but how long have you been open down here?
We opened in 2019 technically, but
Okay.
grand opening was actually 2020.
Okay.
Right before
like-
the
Right
famed
before COVID.
pandemic.
Yeah. Oh,
You
you
know?
opened right before?
2 months before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have to shut down, or you just went through? Did you? Yeah. Shut
Quote,
down.
unquote, yeah, exactly.
Quote unquote.
What are you gonna tell your grandkids you was doing during the pandemic?
Allegedly, we closed down.
Yeah. Don't worry, my gym. He put up freaking bags on the windows.
Yeah, we put,
See what a
we
black
put
bag was.
brown paper.
I will say that time was like probably one of the best times of training and
Yeah.
us getting
That's
better
facts.
because it was
That like solidified like the upper ranks
Yeah.
of that gym because it would just be the 5 of us. It would be me, Mike, Gabe, Estella, and Alex.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
pretty much
couple
the
other
staff
heads,
now.
it was-
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, man, for a long
when it's a
time.
room like that where you know, like, okay, after this roll, I got another killer.
Yeah.
You're like,
another
oh,
one.
Yeah.
So you went. So 2019. So you really did like a grand opening in 2020.
Yeah.
And then now you're moving.
Now we're moving. We're moving to Miramar. We got real lucky. It's really only 15 minutes from this location.
Okay.
So it's not really hurting anybody, you know?
Okay.
And it's twice the size, 2,400 square feet.
Yeah.
We're very excited.
Yeah.
We're very excited.
Yeah. So that's fucking nice, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Man.
Thank you.
10th Planet, I know for anyone who's not a 10th Planet guy, or like I was saying, like I'm in a more traditional gym, in the gi gym, it's like, ooh, 10th Planet.
Yeah.
It's funny because I've gone to tournaments just to watch my like training partners, and it's just like, all right, one of our killers goes on the mat, whether it's a kid or a teenager or even an adult, and then the 10th Planet, like a rash guard comes out, you're like, oh, fuck.
You're like,
It's
they
gonna
might
be
catch
tough.
us with something.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. We had this one kid, man. He actually he was like 16 doing it. He did a AJP.
Yeah.
AJ or what's the one with like the eagle, the red, white, and blue, and the eagle? That's not AJP.
AGF?
AGF, something like that,
Something
right?
AGF,
Something
yeah.
Federation, right?
American Grappling Federation.
Yes. So he's like 16, and this guy comes out with like a UFC rash guard,
Ah, that's a good sign.
beard. Like he's a man. He's a
Yeah.
man, probably in his like mid-20s, but this is like a kid, man. Our guy destroyed him.
Oh,
But
nice.
you see the UFC, you're like, fuck. It's
Yeah.
UFC. Okay, UFC, you can get anybody can get a UFC rash guard, but you come to a tournament with a UFC rash guard, you're like, you got a little something to live up to,
What do you hit him with?
So, he got him in a triangle.
Okay,
He's
nice.
he's
From
a
a
tall,
regard?
like tall,
Okay,
tall,
lanky
lanky,
kinda kid,
yeah,
yeah.
tall, skinny.
That makes
He's still a
sense.
fucking killer. He's a brown belt now. He's 19 brown belt.
It's
Hell yeah.
funny how that body triangles are like, that body type is
Yeah,
Four
we
triangles.
got,
Bro,
we got,
it's like
we got
just-
a purple belt named Martin. How many
Yeah.
triangles has Martin hit this year?
A
Joe?
lot, and Martin's a big boy, so they don't.
Yeah.
A lot of these bigger guys don't expect him to move.
Yeah, the way he moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
On the ground, grabbing.
Yeah,
K-guards
200 plus
as big
pounds, like
triangles. Let's give him
grabbing,
your game
like
plan.
Yeah.
this guy is like.
He's going K-guard the triangle on like 15 dudes so far.
We're like exposing his game plan right now.
I mean, you could just Google.
But
I mean, go on his
everybody knows he's
Instagram.
gonna triangle. Everybody knows he's gonna try to triangle. He still gets it.
Hey,
In the last match, I'm not even kidding. In the last match, I heard the other guy's coach yell, "Hey, he's going back for the triangle." And what did he do? Go back.
Gabe, can you do me a favor? See that little knob right there?
Yeah.
Turn that last one down. Let me see it. Testing. Yeah.
So loud,
a little
right?
bit, a little bit up. A little
more?
just-
Up?
Testing. Right there.
I think
That's
he
good.
just hit me.
Yeah, it was super loud.
Okay.
Okay. No, I'm sorry. So go. What were you saying now?
No. I heard his opponent's coach yell, "Watch out! He's going back for the triangle,"
Yeah.
and he still got the triangle.
He's
you
at
know?
that phase that I was with inside heel hooks, where
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
just doing
everybody
that
knew.
all the time. Everybody knew that was the only thing I was gonna try,
Yeah.
and they just calling it out and still probably hit it.
So
Sometimes
now,
not.
anybody who mentions Eddie Bravo, we'll get to Big Zach, Uncle Zach, but Eddie Bravo, have you been able to train with him? Do you actually train with him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We used to go out to LA, man, spend weeks on end out there.
Yeah.
You know, way before the pandemic, and sleeping
Yeah.
on couches or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, me, Zach, and a whole bunch of the other guys.
It's like a
in Black
badge of
Belt.
honor. That's a badge
Yeah,
of honor
man.
for anybody. I don't care. Even
And-
if you're not a 10th Planet guy, but you
And
get
the
to train
beauty
with
of it
them.
is, most of the guys that were in the room with us are now the moon heads of a lot of academies. Like shout out to Ray Ray in New York City. You know,
What does that mean? The moon. I had the owner of 10th Planet, Boca, on, and she said something like.
So the lingo basically is that HQ in LA is the 10th planet. It's Nibiru.
Yeah.
Okay.
And all the other academies are moons of that planet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you run an academy, you're a moon head.
Okay, got it.
This is the lore that you go deep when you join this cult. You know how like Scientologists
Is it
got
called,
their thing?
as the young gun? Is it? Does it feel culty? when
No,
you,
everything's
not to
culture.
you, like when you describe it to somebody else, are they like, this is a cult?
But I feel like jiu-jitsu overall is a cult.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'm in class, I'm
It's a
like,
good
all right,
cult,
1, 2, 3, and I'm like, bro, this is culty enough. Like,
all gotta listen to what I
why does
say
everybody have
and
to clap?
shit.
I always joke with the newer guys. I'm like, I'm just a shitty cult leader because I'm not really like diddling you
Yeah.
guys or doing nothing weird, dude.
shit.
Like,
You're not that
We're not the guy from what's that Netflix documentary?
oh,
The
Wild Wild Country.
Yeah.
Do me a favor again, because I'm clicking in my thing. Just go a little lower. Let me see. Testing. That's good right there.
Sweet.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
man.
think
No,
I
you
heard
good.
that too.
It was clicking. It was
I
so
heard
loud.
that as well. Yeah.
You got that too?
Yeah.
That was you? All right. So, yeah. I mean, you're a shitty cult leader.
Yeah, I'm a shitty cult leader, dude. I just
You're
teach you how to be
you're supposed to
dangerous,
get
that's it.
money and sex.
Exactly.
As a
Yeah.
cult
Barely,
leader.
I'm barely getting the
Only
money.
the money, yeah.
This is going to totally get blocked on YouTube because we said cult, sex,
Oh, damn.
right at the
But
beginning. of the
what else do you
episode.
expect
That's
from
what
a
you're gonna
10P
get from
podcast?
this trio
Yeah.
right here. Oh, if Alex was here,
Oh, my
Alex
God.
should have joined, bro.
Yeah.
So, how many students you have in your gym?
Right now, we got 125.
125.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. You know?
You know?
But we got a
not too
solid
bad. Congrats,
group.
man.
We got a solid crew of guys that are showing up consistently and all beating the crap out of each other.
Yeah,
And
man.
a lot of guys
Every
that want to
day.
compete.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
always got people competing.
Yeah,
Tomorrow
always
we got
interested
people
about
competing
jiu-jitsu,
in two
bro.
different promotions.
Yup.
Yeah. What's the
Yeah.
one? I know my school's going to something. I didn't even.
Sorry?
My school's going to something on Saturday. What's the local one? There's something local going on.
The
around here.
finishers
the
tomorrow.
Tomorrow's the
Yeah.
finishers.
Well,
Yeah.
finishers is that there's a
Yeah.
regular.
Oh,
there's a
combat
tournament.
sports
Combat
Yeah,
sports
yeah.
coverage. That's at night.
Is
I
that-
know
yeah.
Leo's on that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
Leo's on
yeah,
that
yeah.
card.
Yeah.
He won
that's gonna
the
be fun.
last
Yup.
combat sports.
We got the belt hanging on the wall. We don't plan to lose it.
So tell me about Zach. I know we had Zach on. He's a pleasure to have on. Super nice guy. I love following him.
I mean, where do I start?
I didn't get to meet him face to face. Is he as nice?
Dude, Zach.
As he is a nicer guy as he sounds.
Zach changed my life, man.
Yeah.
That's the short
How?
answer. I mean, I remember back in like 2010, 2011, he's just giving me the speech like, bro, one day there's going to be something. And this man now has a 12,000 square foot space in Bethlehem. It's the biggest academy
Did
in
he
the
just
area.
open something new or put in new mats or something?
And
right?
he just opened Finishers North, another academy. It's
Okay.
like it doesn't stop. You know,
Yeah.
this man always has another plan, another scheme, and you know, and it's
Yeah, I mean,
and
he's got what's his gym? It's 10th Planet.
it's
Bethlehem.
Finishers. Finishers.
And then it's finished.
HQ.
Okay, then then he's got finishers. What are the brands he has? He has Finishers HQ. Finishers HQ.
Finishers HQ is his
Finishers.
brand.
What is the other? Then there's the
Finishers North now.
North.
Yeah.
There's Finishers Reading.
There's an MMA in there
Yeah.
somewhere. Is there like a
Finishers is the MMA team.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
MMA
okay.
program. We have the same
Yeah.
program.
Okay.
That's like
Exactly.
mostly what I run.
We're the
the
Southeast
Southeast
branch.
finishers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Finishers is 10th Planet Bethlehem. They just moved into the giant space.
Okay.
And they have like a facility in the back to work out. They do a ton of MMA and stuff.
Yeah.
And they got the giant mat space.
So explain that though. The Finishers is the MMA
Program that we
It's a
have,
program?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
you guys are
Martial
throwing hands
arts.
over there too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
last
Mike-
year
Mike
year
is the
we
head of the
won-
MMA program
Last
over
year we
there.
won, if I'm not mistaken, 5-1. We had 2 kickboxing fights. Chino won both of those. And then we had 4 MMA fights. Leo won 2 of his.
You'll just
and
mangled that guy.
yeah,
It was
Leo
awesome.
Leo's got 2 first-round finishes, rear naked chokes. Chino is just a barrage of combos.
His hands,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
Oh
just
my God,
3
yeah.
rounds of just Nate Diaz
moves like
combos
Max
on you
Holloway.
and kicks and knees.
So tomorrow is what then? That Finishers is a what kind of tournament?
Sub only.
Sub only.
It's a sub only
Sub
tournament.
only,
It's not
yeah.
MMA.
No.
You can sign up
Okay.
to it, and there's a white room.
Registration ended yesterday, but come through and support.
Yeah,
you know,
dude, it's-
Well,
Yeah,
remember, this
check
is
it
going to
out.
air next week, so it's going to come out after.
Yeah,
so.
well,
too
you're
bad.
gonna
So
see
wow,
how
what
cool
a great event, man! You guys
Yeah.
are great. Congratulations.
Hey, by the time this comes out, people will know the finish. I know it's gonna
Yeah,
pop
yeah.
off, man.
We're actually doing that at Drew's place.
Yeah. No, I'm surprised he didn't say anything to me or try to like come on or
Yeah.
coordinate something. I know, he told me to have you on, but if I would have known, we could have like done
Yeah,
something a little
yeah.
Next
different,
time. It's all
time wise.
good.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
we were
I
doing
mean,
that.
it happens. But
Yeah.
yeah, so is it going to be in that back with that basketball where they do the like Arte
it's gonna be on
Suave
the
and
mat
stuff?
We're
Or
doing
is
it right
gonna
on the
be
mat
on his
space.
mats?
On
On
the
his
mat
mats.
space, yeah.
Okay.
Removing the heavy bags, and we're only running one match
One
at
mat?
a time.
Okay.
So it's gonna be cool because it brings it back to like the original finishers. These
Yeah.
guys didn't get a chance to be there, like the OG ones when we used to hold it, and it'd be like it'd be packed out, so many people.
Yeah.
It just felt like a
On the
kumite.
perimeter
You
of
know,
the mat.
it's gonna be cool to bring that here. We're on the
Yeah.
ground floor now.
So you mentioned something else at night. What's tomorrow night?
That's the combat sports coverage.
Combat sports,
And we got
okay.
one of our guys on that.
What do you
too.
guys think about the karate combat? What is it?
I think it's hilarious. I think it's awesome to watch.
I do like the like pit
Yeah.
For grappling,
I
the
like
pit's
that
interesting.
style for yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, this should be the thing. Like, I'm going to UFC
Yeah.
299, and I'm like, I don't want to be on the ground. I want to be like
Yeah.
one level up.
Yeah.
Like, you need to be here. You need to
Yeah.
be like just
I
a few
get you.
rows up, and
Yeah.
you need because then you could see everything.
Yeah.
When they go to the ground, you don't gotta
That's
unless
true.
you're too far. You don't have to look at the TV.
The high caliber
But that's-
matches. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, the high caliber matches as well have a tendency to get run off the mat. So
Yeah.
people around are gonna get trampled.
That's one thing that happens a lot in jiu-jitsu.
Well,
Yeah.
and Drew, I mean, he's got the two walls in the fence. Is that going to be? Are they going to be able to go up?
No,
into-
he means without.
I mean in the pit.
Oh, in the pit. Okay, okay.
Because now you have to go elevate people to
Yeah.
push them off the mat.
Okay.
So keeps them kind of in this like
it
in the middle.
corrals them
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
center.
Exactly. So the grappling is like contained.
So the
more or less.
grappling at finishers tomorrow, can they?
Oh, they're running into the
against the
crowd
wall?
and stuff. Yeah.
Can,
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
that's
no,
good.
no,
Well,
no,
no.
You got
No,
two.
we're gonna-
You got two walls, and then you got the
cage.
The cage.
Exactly,
Can they go into that, or no? They can't.
exactly.
Nah,
They
we're
can't
gonna
hit the
tape it
cage.
off. So
Okay, they got to
so
stay
that-
within a. Okay,
Exactly.
all right.
Yeah.
That's
I
why
got
the
you.
people are there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that they're going to be around that side.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just block them and shit. You know?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah, we're excited.
Congratulations, man.
I'm excited. This is like
Is this your
years in the
first
making.
one?
The
Is this your first one down here?
This is
First
number
of
one.
many.
First of many.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Shit.
the plan is to do a few opens and then funnel that money into a pro show.
Okay.
You know, and just pay whoever wins
Yeah.
that. You know,
Is-
and then rinse and repeat.
Is this one going to be aired? Is it like streamed or
This
aired?
one, no, we're not streaming this one. Once we do the first pro, we're gonna stream that one. The opens,
Okay.
we're gonna, we'll just keep it kind of underground for a while.
So Zach did actually submit a question. This is a little bit off of this topic, but he says, "Who is your top 5 dead or alive?" I'm gonna go down we're gonna ask everybody.
Wait, what does that mean?
Like your the 5
Grapplers.
best
Grapplers?
grapplers, yeah.
In like a no time limit.
Dead or alive, like Helio Gracie or XYZ, right? Yeah.
Man,
Top 5.
I can't go first. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I got to take a
Yeah,
second.
you
to
go
think
first,
about
Gabe.
this.
You go
Ooh,
first.
that's rough, man. That is a hard
Give me
one.
give me everybody. Maybe give me one. We'll go one and then we'll come back.
All right. My first one I'm gonna mention. I just admire this man both on and off the mat. JT Torres, bro.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
JT Torres, that dude, man. We all know his accolades.
Yeah.
He's won the highest tournament in the land
Where's
twice.
it? What's his gym? Is it
Essential?
Essential in New Jersey.
Essential.
Yeah, and he works hard as heck. And when you meet
He's
the
like,
guy,
is he the head coach
He's
there?
the head
Or is he
coach.
the head competition coach?
no, he's the head coach.
Head coach, period.
Head
Yeah.
coach. Yeah, and he's just such a cool dude, man.
Kyotera Black Belt, right?
Yeah, nah, he's
No.
Nah, I'm fumbling.
He started in Lloyd Irvin
He's a
and
Lloyd
then went to
Irvin guy.
Atos.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and then went to
And then went to
Atos.
Atos.
Yeah. But no, I
check
admire the
us.
man's work ethic. Obviously, his credentials speak for himself, and on top of that, he's super cool. He's a cool
Yeah.
dude, man.
Yeah.
And like that, my level is like down here compared to what we're talking about with him. But I know even when I first started, I was helping my coach because I was like his first student.
Yeah.
That was his first white belt, his first blue belt. So when I coached, my jiu-jitsu was just different. It was more technical because I was teaching people and going, yeah, put your leg here. And I'm like, damn, I don't put my leg there. I
Yeah.
remember to put my leg there, right?
100%.
Like it reminds you,
100%.
you're like, even if you're not doing it, but you're telling people how to do it, you're working this
Yeah,
out,
you
right?
get
You're working out the
reps.
brain. Yeah, you get reps here.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's one of the things that I love about jiu-jitsu the most is like when I help people when somebody's new, and I'll be like, fuck,
Reminds you of a lot.
I'm telling them to do something that I don't do.
Yeah. And then
But
you
it
do it.
does. I like what he said. You're getting in the reps here
Yeah.
still. So I love that.
I definitely feel like self-improvement wise, that's
Yeah.
one of the best ways to obviously you can't drill by yourself, but teaching
Yeah.
someone how to do it,
Yeah.
like you really got to break that down.
That's true.
And then you get into that, especially in the beginning. I'm sure everybody runs through it where you're like, damn, I'm saying this, but I'm not 100% sure about this.
yeah.
Like, fuck, I got to look more into this before I talk shit
Somebody
again.
the other day, we're gonna get back to the top 5, but somebody the other day was telling me he's like, he had been with my coaches since like they started their first gym, and my coach started his first gym as a white belt. Somebody told him you can't open a gym as a white belt. And he's like, oh yeah, and he hired coaches.
What year was
But he
that?
was a white belt. Man, he's so he's a 3-stripe black belt. So what is it? 3? That's about 10 years. 10 years to get your black belt. So over 20 years he's been
Yeah,
training.
man.
Yeah.
Back then, you kind of had no choice.
Because there wasn't as many
there was
gyms,
no
right?
jiu-jitsu
Yeah.
around. Zach and his old partner, they started 10 Planet Bethlehem as blue belts.
Yeah.
They were flying out to LA to train with Eddie every so often, but you
Yeah.
know, they were pretty much learning everything off of books and the ancient YouTube, you know?
So this kid said I was with them when he goes, I would walk in and they would be on their phones on YouTube figuring out what they were going to teach that day
yeah.
and like practicing it, and then the class would come in and then they would do that. My first coach, he had just gotten his black belt, opened up his gym, and I used to walk in and he had the Jiu-Jitsu University.
Oh,
Which I have. I love that fucking book. But he'd be like this.
Oh shit.
Maybe like right here. This
For
is,
geek
this is what
guys,
we're
it's
doing.
Jiu-Jitsu
Yeah.
University.
Yeah.
For 10 Planet guys, it's Master in the
That fucking-
System.
Yeah, and he brought up
Is it a book?
Yeah,
It's a book?
Eddie Bravo Master in the
Is
System.
it like that too, where it's the pictures like
Pretty much. Yeah, he
yeah.
modeled it after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Palm
yeah,
Springs,
yeah.
Palm Springs had that just sitting there, and I was
Yeah.
looking at it. I was like, "Oh
Dude,
shit!" This is
L
all
has
lockdown,
had that
overguard.
book for
It looked like he's had it
20
for a
years,
while.
dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Where I
It was
went on
sick,
a
though.
cruise years ago with my wife.
Shout out
and-
to Big O.
And I
Yeah.
had that.
Palm Springs
We were by the
Jiu-Jitsu.
pool. We're
Good
drinking, and I just had that book. I just had it. I was just going through it.
Yeah.
Because I just got my purple back then, and I was just like, but I want to go through the whole thing because it wasn't like super specific to belt. Like you didn't have to just do this.
Yeah.
Like I was reading things. I was already at purple. I get that book, and I'm like white belt. The white belt chapter. I still do something like if I'm inside control, just holding your arm here, like
Yeah,
if I'm
yeah,
inside
yeah.
of you,
Yeah,
and then you're
yeah.
like, you're doing this with your arm, trying to get it free, right?
Gave you
know?
some nuances.
So yeah. So even that, it's just like that was in the white belt chapter, and I'm like, now I still do that to this day. Just hold somebody's arm, just cup it, and they're just like,
Yeah.
oh, you're trying to,
Call those mantis frames.
Yeah.
That's that John Jock quote. Like once you get your black belt, you just start all over again.
Yeah,
You're a white
pretty
belt.
much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
You go back to the basics, to the fundamentals.
Yeah.
Now, give me a top 5, dead or alive. Give me somebody.
Marcelo Garcia.
Yeah, he's going. He's doing. I just saw he posted. He's doing a seminar tour.
Yeah, I
Which
saw
is
that,
nice,
yeah.
man. Coming back
Yeah,
after the
he
cancer,
came back
right?
from
Cancer
that. Yeah,
free.
that's awesome.
Shout out.
Oh, he's
Yeah, that's
cancer
awesome.
free.
He's
Yeah,
cancer
yeah,
free. Yeah,
that's
man.
great.
But
Dude,
yeah,
talk
Mar-
about somebody that's had it rough recently, right?
Yeah.
yeah, New York and
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah, man.
pandemic and all that.
Yeah.
But they're still going, bro. So
Yeah.
Still
What
can't.
about him?
So for me, it's how can I? I came up 09. That's when I started jiu-jitsu. That was the guy at the time,
Yeah.
Beating big
and then
guys.
it was funny because when I started, Popovich was down here.
Yeah.
That was like the biggest gym down here.
Yeah.
And then obviously like they had that rivalry. So it's one of those like, oh shit, like I look up to Marcelo and he's fighting a guy that like literally lives here.
Yeah.
I never like went to the gym or anything, but just knowing that I was like, oh shit, like,
Yeah.
and then yeah, just at least when I was coming up, there was no instructionals. It was YouTube, Marcelo Garcia, and he would put all the footage of him like fucking people up.
Yeah.
I've purchased one instructional in my entire life. Marcelo Garcia's
Garcia.
North South.
Money well
Nice.
spent.
North South choke. Because I love that move. I just
hell
I
yeah.
did it in a tournament. Like I was laying on somebody's face, and somebody was like, I tapped the guy with my belly on his face
Nice.
at like white belt, and somebody was like, oh, North South, and I'm like,
Let me look into this.
I went home and I'm like North South, and then I found all the
Marcelo.
videos, and I'm like, oh, look what's here. And then
the
actually, not
guillotine.
even until like purple belt, even brown. Then I bought that, and I was like, got the little finer points. I'm like, if there's one I got to support, that would be him. And then
I
that's
feel
it.
like he has to be up there because pound for pound, bro, he did some.
He's a goon, bro.
He was the goat of his
Another-
Was
time.
it,
Another
who was it?
ADCC
Rodriguez?
champion.
Who's the big dude that he fought that was in
Rico
the UFC?
Rodriguez,
Rico
that
Rodriguez.
slammed him and then he heel hooked him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like,
Yeah, the
Yeah.
back
It's like
down
that
he's
little
healed.
guy.
Savage,
Yo,
bro.
and I'll tell you what, it's funny you bring up that North-South choke. Shout out to Zach Makowski. He's one of Marcelo's black belts. We went up to New York City to train, take a class with Marcelo, and he taught that
Yeah.
North-South that day. So I got to
Nice.
learn it from the man himself.
yeah,
it was
Oh,
pretty
man,
cool.
That's like a dream for me right there,
Yeah.
man. I know there's like just like little things that I could still, you know,
Yeah.
that I forget, and the way he gets the arm out if you want to do
Yeah.
like, no arm in.
But yeah, he's definitely a guy. I went to his gym. I went with Estella and we went out there to train. We did the whole like New York Hanzo when back then.
Yeah.
And yeah, like rolling with him, I was like, holy shit, I used to watch this guy on YouTube. Like this
Yeah,
is
that's like
this is the
weird.
guy that I
So
base
real.
my game around a lot.
I've heard the name a few times. Who's Estella?
Estella's, she's my brown belt.
Yeah.
She's the gym manager,
Yeah.
gym mom, gym
Yeah.
boss.
She's our she's our like lady boss of the
Yeah.
gym.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boss.
She keeps everybody in line.
Hell of a competitor.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
she puts
she's a
it all up there.
beast. Shout out to Estella.
Okay, cool.
So
Big fact.
funny, like when she started training like at the old gym that I was at, and when she walked in, she was like a heavier girl. I honestly remember being like, "Yo, there's no way, like she's not gonna last.
stick
I'm
That
not
is a
gonna,
success story.
I'm
right?
not gonna, yeah." And if
She
you see
was-
her now, yeah,
She was 300 north of 300 pounds, and Estella. I mean, I'm not gonna say her weight, but she's more than less than half of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like
So
She's
okay,
choking
so I
dudes
know a
all the
couple of
time.
guys that have lost. I know a guy that was like, one of my first training partners, no lie, I show you pictures, was like 400 pounds.
Yeah.
He lost 100 pounds doing jiu-jitsu. But I say, it wasn't the jiu-jitsu. It was getting your life straight so that you could be better at
Yes,
jiu-jitsu. It was like,
yeah.
fuck,
yeah,
I need to watch what I eat. I
Sleep
need
better.
to exercise outside of the gym.
yeah.
it's that
I
wanna
need to
be
do
I want to be part of this community. I got to do what this community
Yeah,
does.
it wasn't like if I just did jiu-jitsu and still did everything, hamburgers, fries, fast
no,
food,
it's no way.
soda. Like
That's
if
facts.
if everything outside of the gym was still the same, if none of that changed, you're not going to lose the weight.
Yeah.
But that motivation, I got a training partner now. I think he's probably lost 150 pounds, if not more. Shout out to Justin. He's been on the show. He talked about it. He started running. And he started to lose weight, and then he started jiu-jitsu, and then that was like even more motivation. I did a UFC party at my house one time. I'm like, hey, everybody bring what you want to eat or drink. You know, I'm going to have stuff here, but bring. He showed up with a bag of apples.
What the fuck?
I was
love
like,
that.
what the and he ate, he was just like eating
I
the
could've
apples
never
watching
guessed.
the, right? It's just like, you
Committed.
know what, bag of apples? And I was just like, he's fucking dedicated. Like he's
Yeah, that's
real.
commitment right there.
He's a blue belt. He's getting tougher and tougher. Again, he's been on the show. I had my crew from my gym, a bunch of my training partners on,
That's awesome.
and he's talked about it. So I'm not talking to like I'm not
yeah.
talking
No,
about
that's
him. You know what I'm
awesome.
saying?
I love that.
But yeah, it's the things around jiu-jitsu
Yeah,
because
man.
when I'll gain weight when I go fall back into the bad things, like the bad habits, and I'm like I'm still I'm doing jiu-jitsu 3 or 4 times a week. I'm working out in between, and I'm like, why? And it's my bad habits outside of the gym. So
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Give me one of your top 5.
One of my top
So
5.
give me so we'll come back around. We'll get another one.
The one that I think is Gordon Ryan.
Okay.
Because a lot of these guys, like way back, of course, the technique has evolved like massively. Gordon Ryan succeeds primarily, it seems like, in like longer form matches, like 30 minutes, no time limit, and he can just move at this consistent.
I think he stretches
pace.
them out though on purpose. I think he can finish those guys
Dude,
a little faster.
again,
probably
like,
could.
No, in some cases.
They
Some
pointed
of them.
out. They pointed out that like he said he was gonna armbar Victor Hugo, right? Pretty sure it's Victor Hugo. I might be bullshit. Fact check me. With an armbar on his on one of his arms, but he like wore him down so much he could like do anything to him.
He said
bro.
he said he was gonna armbar him with one of his with an armbar on one of his
And
arms.
one of his specifically one of his arms. I don't remember which one.
So an armbar on
he
an
didn't
arm.
say before. He had a
Now he's fucking with you.
what? I didn't even picture. I didn't even hear what you said. Dude. This is my defense
no, yeah.
to them bullshitting me.
Yeah.
It's just like selective hearing.
He was like, if you would have said he armbarred his leg,
Yeah,
that-
that'd have been-
Oh,
you
that would've
armbarred
been
his arm. He was
insane.
armbarring
How
his
did you do
arm.
that?
I got you though. You were trying to say he was.
Did I say that,
he gave
though?
like
A
he was
specific
saying
arm,
the arm, like the right or left arm.
He had like a
you know?
box before
Yeah.
with the note of what he was gonna do, and then like
Yeah, the box one was weird
Proper
because he was
12.
trying to do. It was like around Halloween, and then he was
He's
trying to
doing
do
a thing.
proper 12. Like he had the
Yeah.
bottle, but like he got really weird with it. Like
was
I
kinda-
don't-
that
I didn't
one
get
got a
it.
little
Just
corny
tell me
right
what
there.
was what was. I don't even remember the submission. Was that the one where he said it was going to be an armbar?
he armbarred him. But like I liked it before when he just walked up to the commentary crew, gave him a note, said don't
Yeah.
open it until after.
That was badass.
that was
and then it's
pretty
always like
gangster,
what
bro.
his next
definitely the-
instructional is going to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Smart
So-
marketing,
but
smart
it really
marketing.
was right.
Yeah.
That the first time he did it, then like the actual instructional was already filmed and came out like right
Yeah.
after that.
Same thing.
I would say he's obviously the GOAT of this era, and especially when it comes to like marketing, no one has. I don't think no one
But
has
again-
touched.
I
How
don't
old are
think
you?
I'm 32.
How old are you?
34. Almost said 33.
Yeah.
36. No, 24.
Oh shit! He said 30. I was just about to say.
There's
Of
no
course,
way.
he's the
There's-
younger guy, right? That you just
Yeah.
said. Who was the guy coming up? Who'd you say?
Gordon now.
No, but you said
Marcelo when I was
Marcelo,
coming
'cause
up,
what you see, right?
And before Marcelo,
what
I'm
is
sure,
he
yeah.
seeing? That's
yeah,
he's
seeing
Gordon is
yeah,
his
that's like
Marcelo,
when you
right?
watch basketball. I came up, I came up seeing Jordan. So
Yeah,
for me,
yeah, right.
Jordan is better than
Right,
LeBron. But
I've been watching this for a while, bro. Marcelo's as a little guy, arm drags, like dummy sweeps and stuff. That's shit that I use.
Marcelo was
in my
Gordon
games to this
before
day.
Gordon came
Yes,
around.
yes.
But
Yeah,
Gordon
he's
is
the
Gordon,
innovator.
man.
When did you guys start? He said 12. When did you guys start jiu-jitsu?
I was 17.
17.
I was 17 as well.
17.
Yeah.
So at 12 years old, 12, you said, right?
Yeah.
Were your parents forcing you to go? Was it like, why did you start? Let's start there. Did you start for a reason?
Well, the quintessential, I got bullied a lot when I was like a kid or whatever, and I had like anger issues. So my dad first he bought me like a punching bag in my yard, and I just with no technique just like swing my limbs at it.
He still swings the same.
Yeah, there's evidence.
Not a lot has changed.
No. And then my dad put me in this MMA gym in Hialeah, and then we did kickboxing, we did like everything there.
Yeah.
And then I moved to a karate gym. I did karate for like 3 months or something, and then I moved to Ballerinos, which is an old school MMA gym down in Hialeah as well. And then from there I went to Trillo's, Freddie Trillo.
Okay, I know
OG.
Freddie. We had him on.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Freddie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
That's
when
the
I
man.
started training.
He's been
with
on
these guys.
two, three times.
Yeah,
two,
he has.
two, three times. Yeah.
But he's the
I
man,
went
bro.
to I went to a seminar at his place too. They had a police seminar.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a good
yeah,
dude.
hell yeah.
Miss your morning routine. Bar Pro.
Special thank you to the crew over at Flow and Roll for all their support. Flow and Roll is renowned for their incredible no-gi rash guards, shorts, and leggings. Flow and Roll has quickly become the premier custom apparel provider for academies big and small throughout the United States. Reach out today to discuss your custom order and ask about their incredible pre-order program. You can send an email to flowandroll@gmail.com or visit their Instagram at flow_n_roll and shoot them a direct message. And yes, they can create an awesome custom gi for your academy as well. Visit flowandroll.com to check out their awesome designs, and while you're there, pick up a Jiu-Jitsu Dummy signature tee exclusively at flowandroll.com. And remember, you'll get 20% off your purchase of t-shirts, rash guards, or gis with code JJD.
But yeah, way back,
Were you kicking and screaming, not on the bags, but were you kicking and screaming like I don't want to go, or were you into going when you got into those places, or was it like they were forcing me to
I
go?
had nothing else, bro. I just wanted to fight people the whole
Yeah,
time. And
so
and then I found out that fighting is like an art form,
Yeah.
right? And then that was like my avenue for like creative expression.
So you found a home in this.
Yeah,
in that
man.
world.
Yeah. I kind of fucked off a little bit in high school. I should have
Yeah.
wrestled all 4 years.
Yeah.
But when I wrestled off, I was pretty good for a freshman. I mean, I lost like, I think, I don't know, like it was like 6 to...
That 12 to 16, you guys are coaches. Do you have kids? You have kids
We do,
program?
yeah.
That 12 to 16 is like, right, that's the girl, where girls finding
Yeah,
girls,
that's a tough-
right? They're
that's a
finding the
tough
opposite
little-
sex, right? Phones,
Yeah.
You're
video
also, you're also
games.
starting to like,
Find themselves. I was like, "Ooh, what is that? Why am I getting a boner while I'm rolling?" Right? Like, for real, right? Listen,
It's true though.
you're in class
intrusive
10 o'clock
thoughts.
and you're like,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
the hell?
what's
I
go-
can't even get up right now.
walking
body
down,
starts
walking
stinking.
down the hallway with the books over you. Yeah, I know. I've been there.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the literal hard age. that's a hard age to keep them. So you were going though. There are a lot of kids that they start, but then like I think everybody has that little like I can find an excuse not to go today.
So
right?
I mean, you made a good point because I started martial arts when I was real young. My father is a kung fu black belt, and he put both his kids in martial arts.
Yeah.
And around that time, 12, 13, I just stopped caring about martial arts.
Yeah.
And I took a long break until I found jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I got in a fist fight. I didn't win as decidedly as I wanted to. I felt unsafe, so I walked in an MMA gym. There was jiu-jitsu there.
Yeah.
So you're right. That I think the exception. A lot of people don't make it back, but that was definitely it for me.
Yeah.
Girls and other extracurricular activities.
My coach, we have a joke. He has a joke, but like now we throw it back at him all the time. It's a choice, right? We have a chat, and he'll be like, "Who's coming today?" And then like nobody answers, and then he'll put like a picture of himself, and it'll say like, "It's a choice" next to him, And then everybody starts fucking around and putting hats on him and whatever, fucking with the pictures,
that's
right?
good, that's good, that's
But
good.
we can have fun like that. But whenever I feel, well, man, I don't want to go. There's little. He's there going, "It's a choice,"
Yeah,
all
yeah.
right, the enemy's training, right? He's got all these little
Yeah.
sayings, and it's just like, fuck, yeah, man, I'm gonna, God, I gotta go. Anytime that I've been like, I don't want to go, man, and then I go and I feel
You feel
fucking
way better
amazing
after,
when
yeah.
I leave. Whether I was feeling maybe a little sick, under the weather, sad about life, work is
Sometimes
this,
those are
right?
your best training.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah,
you go and you like
you don't
get
ever
it out.
regret going. You never
Yeah.
regret going. You always
Yeah.
regret not going. It
There
always
you
feels
go.
like a good idea.
Yeah.
You see a packed room and
yeah,
you
yeah.
get FOMO, you're like, oh,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do the pic, like we line up and do the
Yeah,
picture,
yeah,
and
yeah.
you're like, "Where am I? Oh, that must have been today because I'm
Yeah.
not there."
That hurts.
Photoshop themselves. in
For
the
us,
picture.
you guys, I like that. It's a choice. For us, it's train or don't.
Yeah,
Train or don't, dude. That's on you.
Yeah.
We gonna be here.
yeah.
Work.
I started when I was older though, so it's
Right.
like my only thing is if I would have started young, I would have quit. I quit every sport growing up. I was good at
How old were you when you started?
41.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
41.
Props to you, though. That stuff like that, like I see those guys that like show up to the gym and stuff, and you're like, yo, props to them. Like,
Yo,
Yeah.
I want to be that guy
Judo
when I
Joe.
Judo
But,
Joe.
dude, I would have been out because of injury. I would have quit. I would have this do art, I don't think I didn't have the discipline to do it till I was older. owning my own businesses and things like that. Now it's like I can manage my time. I have a little bit more control over my time, so I can get there when like today I'm not gonna. I went to the last 2 days. I'm not gonna go tonight because of the podcast, and then I have an appointment. It's just gonna be too late. Our class starts earlier on Friday. I'm just not gonna make it, but I'll be there tomorrow. I'll be there Sunday. Like we're open 7 days a week. We do 7 days a week with like open mats on the weekend. So there's always jiu-jitsu. So you have no excuse like, oh, I can't go during the week because I'm working. Well, great, because we got weekend classes too, you know?
Everyone has 24 hours. You choose how you want to spend those 24 hours, you know? And then that's the one thing too, at least for me, when I started training, you only had one class. It was a night class.
Yeah.
There was not like now our schedule, we have multiple morning classes, multiple night classes.
Yeah.
Like
We don't have morning classes though. But I don't, I could, Saturday and Sunday, it's morning.
Yeah.
But because I don't have to go to work and I'm not thinking about work, I love going to the gym, getting it out of the way on the weekend. Love it. But during the week, I've tried to get up and go to the gym. Like my building has a nice gym. I could just go down the elevator, gym's downstairs. But I'm up, first text of the day. My daughter helps me run the company, so like I'm getting texts and people are checking in. They're clocking in, and I'm seeing it all on the phone. And I'm like, we're all remote, so I'm working from home too. But so it's like, man, I'm it's easy. There's no commute, but even it's the distraction. Yeah. And then I'm like, all right, I'm going to have to wake up earlier.
How many times you're like, oh, I'm going to go do something productive, and then you just either end up on the couch or on YouTube, and the next thing you know, you're like, oh, damn.
I'm not a morning person.
I didn't do much.
I've been doing evening workouts for so long that, again, Saturday and Sunday, because there's nothing after, I can literally go, come back, nap, have lunch, then lay on the couch.
Yeah,
watch
no,
it,
it's definitely tough when, like, the morning classes, you work your ass off, and then the rest of the day, you're like, damn, I'm a little tired. I need this little like 5 o'clock nap.
Bro.
Yeah, you definitely need a nap.
Yeah.
I remember Khabib, he had an interview where he said he was like,
I live by
rest.
that.
He's like, I just sleep.
that.
If I can sleep an hour, 2 hours, I sleep.
What
no
he
ice
said,
bath,
what he said, he's like, all these fancy recovery. These guys do all this. He's like, sleep.
Rest.
He's like, you just need sleep.
Just rest.
Yeah. On Saturday and Sunday, absolutely. I go. I don't eat breakfast. Coffee and a banana. Go train. Come back. Lunch. Nap.
Yeah.
Nap. Maybe there's a shower in there somewhere.
No, I hope so. Definitely
there's a shower in there.
I'll be sitting in
nap, and then I'll get up and have a coffee, and then the rest of the day. But yeah, I can't. I guess that's a good example of why I probably couldn't do it during the week, because especially if it's some tough roles to be up for the rest of the day and then have to work 8 hours. So,
you'd be surprised now. Like the morning classes, we got a lot of people that they work remote, but they work from like California or something like that. So their schedule's different, so they can show up to the morning class.
Yeah,
that's why we do it. That's why we do it, man. There's a lot of people that work second, third shift. They can only train at that time. That's why we do it. Yeah. And then you got people like Frenchie, dude. We got a law enforcement officer that he'll work like 17 hours.
Frankie's been doing that too lately.
And then another one. He's another cop, and then he comes through and wrecks everybody.
We used to have a cop in my gym. I'm not gonna say his name because I think he was like on the clock and coming to jiu-jitsu. So he would come in like quick. He'd run in the door and then like bow out the door quick. And
That's
sometimes his radio would go off and he'd be like, "Hey coach, go get." He's like, "Gotta go. Like go in and change real quick and go." And I'm like, he's got to be either on his lunch break. It's evening class, so dinner break.
But at least he's
lunch,
being productive.
Or he's training when he's supposed to be on the road.
He's being productive.
He was
this
a
time,
detective too, so he wasn't like on patrol. So I know, like I'm like,
I'd rather see that than him at Dunkin' Donuts just like chilling or something at Starbucks.
It's better than taking a dump on the clock, dude.
Yeah. That's crazy.
We've all done it.
What's that? Take a dump on the clock?
Oh, yeah.
We've all done your mom.
Come on.
Had to get it back.
Wait a minute.
I was waiting for that to come sooner or later.
Let's move on to another question here, man.
Usually sooner.
So I put the ones that I knew that these were people who knew. I did these ones first. These were all ones of people who knew you. So this is from Drew Phoenix, A&M Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh no,
Drew Buffer.
It's specifically for Gabe. He says, "Who do you like more, Drew or Mello?"
Oh,
tell him to tell the truth and not be a dick.
That's a good one.
Damn. See.
What's the history of that question? I know that he likes to fuck with Mello a lot.
They're the best of friends, and they will look for any leg up on each other.
Yeah.
So if just my arbitrary opinion of them, that would be bragging rights.
So when they came on, it was funny when they came on together. We were shooting in Miami back then. We were shooting at Bo's place, and Drew was trying to get him.
Yeah, Mello.
Like Mello's definitely like the cooler, the cooler head, right?
100%.
Right. I mean, I've only met. I think I met Mello that one time.
Fitting name.
I think we just did that one. Yeah, for real, right?
Yeah.
And it was like at points it was uncomfortable. Like Drew was trying to like get him into like a verbal sparring match, and Mello was just like, "What am I supposed to do here?" You know?
Yeah.
But I know that he just, Drew's like that. I love Drew for that.
Yeah.
though. He's funny.
So
way back in the day. You guys said-
no, I was gonna answer the question.
Go ahead, yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna say it in terms of Drew feels more clingy for asking this. So. I'm gonna go with Mello.
The best part is,
I love them both. I love them both.
The best part is when Drew
Christian,
sees
make sure
you,
we get a clip of that right there, please.
Yeah, way back in the day, Tony Mello and Drew had a match in Substars.
That was Substars, yeah.
Yeah,
That was actually a
in
really
the
good match.
Brewery.
That's how the rivalry
And then
began.
Mello started showing up to train.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, next question is let me see the name. Espino? Does that
Izzy. That's
Izzy,
Izzy.
Izzy's-
Yeah.
is-
That's our media
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
Okay. What's his let me see his
Is
his full name.
Pino.
Is Pino? Israel Pino.
Yeah.
So he
I could do
said
something with that name.
what triggered you to open 10th Planet Miami instead of anywhere else? So I was thinking when I first read the question, I was thinking like he meant like why a 10th planet versus another system, but you've been training with 10th Planet forever. Forever. Okay, so he means like why in Miami then, I guess.
Yeah. Honestly, I was having a conversation with one of the old coaches in Bethlehem, and he just kind of like threw it out there, like, dude, you could open anywhere in the Eastern Seaboard. You could do Miami.
Yeah.
And I looked at him like, what? Why?
So you were from up? Were you from up there? Where are you from originally?
I grew up between Queens and Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Right. I lived in a bunch of places in Pennsylvania and Queens, New York, and I was looking to open in the Northeast. I was thinking I should just stay local, and he's like, why?
So did you come here only because of opening?
I had been here a bunch because my best friend lives here.
Okay.
My college roommate, my brother, shout out to EJ if you listen. He probably listen to this. That's my right hand man. I love that dude. He moved here 5 years before me, and he was always in my ear because he's into fitness, and he's like, bro, like the fitness scene in Miami is huge. Everybody's into their image. You'd kill it out here. He doesn't train, but he's just thinking in terms of the lifestyle,
Yeah.
And I didn't think it was realistic. I don't know why that conversation triggered that maybe it could work.
Yeah.
And I came down, stayed at his place. I trained. That's how I met Mike. I went to where he used to train, and we beat the dog shit out of each other. And I'm like,
We rolled twice that day. That was one of those we rolled, and then we were like, let's do this again.
we bumped heads. I wasn't even a black belt yet. I was a brown belt the first time I came down.
You were a brown belt, and I was gonna get my brown belt the very next day I got promoted.
Yeah,
the first time we rolled.
And we were. I mean, I'm like, I can't beat this dude. I need him to be my friend.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how from then on it was just history. Like I'm like it would work if I got a team like this guy with me. It's just gonna work, and it did. You know?
Yeah. So when you first came down, where did you train?
No, when I first moved here, I opened the academy.
he already opened.
You opened. It was immediate.
It was immediate. You know?
Oh, wow. And where were you?
I was at another gym in Hialeah.
Yeah.
That was my original coach, but then COVID happened and that fell out, and then that's when
Oh, very
Yeah,
cool,
man.
huh?
Yeah,
See how things happen?
everything happened for a reason.
got real lucky, dude.
Yeah.
It was just meant to be.
Who said the other day? My last guest said COVID was the best thing that happened to me.
In a weird way, yeah.
Yeah.
I opened my marketing company. It's my second marketing company, but I opened my marketing company after COVID. The company I was working for had 100 employees. We went 100% remote. My role changed, and I was like, I'm getting out of here. I hate this. I don't like my role. And I opened up the marketing company and just left. And again, best thing that ever happened to me.
COVID could have easily made or broken your life depending how you took it.
It really
Yeah.
did.
You know?
It
Well,
really
is
did.
it a big part of it for at least jiu-jitsu because of Florida? Because even though in the beginning it was like, do I gotta close? Should I close? Right? And certain like communities and cities were like really cracking down on people. Like there was a guy in Plantation that had like a CrossFit academy.
Yeah.
He was like, fuck this, I'm opening, and he still trained. He was in the parking lot out in the back. They arrested him a couple of times.
I remember that.
Remember that, right?
Yeah.
Plantation?
Yeah, and the cops even said it. They're like, we don't want to. He's just putting it so out on social media. They had to do something.
Yeah, he was
about
kind
it,
of
you
like
know?
spitting in everybody's
Exactly,
face. Like he
yeah.
could have done it like everybody,
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not hating on him.
Put the shades
I love that he
down,
was
you know?
brazen about it,
Yeah.
but that's why they were fucking with him. You know?
Yeah, but you think that's why? Like I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me. Your owners, like I don't know of too many academies that closed in Florida.
In Florida,
Or
no.
any.
In Florida, no. In the Northeast, yes.
Black House a little after.
That's true.
a little after.
I don't know, but
I don't know exactly
Yeah,
how
but I don't know how
COVID
that
affected
worked with Black House because they're like headquarters in California.
Yeah.
So I
it.
don't know
Oh,
how
really?
that
I did not
worked.
know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, nah. In the Northeast, there was a bunch, man. There was a point in time where, man, Gary Tonin himself had to shut down his. And there's a lot of variables in that overhead and the city you're in and the litigation, all that, you know.
Yeah.
But still, seeing
And
somebody
the
like
community
Gary,
too. You know, it doesn't matter what the rules are, but if people that your students aren't coming in because they're scared,
exactly, yeah.
then I mean, you're not
and
making
the
the
Northeast,
money.
you know, historically was like more. Like there was more hysteria up there than there was, say, down here. You know,
Yeah.
like there were a lot
So
more.
in the
shutdowns.
cities, it's usually more of a liberal culture, and
Yeah.
like I
Yep.
guess the liberal culture was
Danaher and all
more-
these people left.
Yeah, that's why
To
they
fucking
left.
Puerto Rico.
That's why they left. And then
What
they
an
got
idea.
chased
That's
out of
'cause
Puerto
of that.
Rico.
Did they get chased out of Puerto Rico?
I don't know if they got chased out.
So, I mean, I'll put it this way, right? It's not just
Because really, they came down like that was not Mo's gym, but that was Mo from ADCC,
if I'm
right?
not
That was
mistaken,
a
Mo
gym that he
offered-
trained
yeah,
from.
Mo
He's like, hey,
offered,
come
like,
and
yeah.
train at this
You
gym.
guys can train in New York, come down here.
Yeah,
it wasn't the main reason. It wasn't the main reason, but it happens to a lot of people. That and I'm a little passionate about this because I'm from the Caribbean. A lot of people move to Puerto Rico because I'm Dominican, but I feel them because it happens in a lot of part of DR in a different way. But the point is, a lot of people move to Puerto Rico because of the tax laws and stuff like that.
Sure, yeah.
And that does not benefit the locals.
Yeah.
So the locals are not friendly.
Yeah, they're not happy about.
They're not very nice.
Because I mean, basically, a lot of people from the U.S. who are don't have a Hispanic background or Caribbean background
Yes.
have gone and
Or
bought up the real
Puerto
estate
Exactly.
there. But they're also not. I don't think necessarily that they were investing their money.
They're not.
In the, I know, like in Puerto Rico, but way back in the day, what was it? It was just like, was it like pharmaceutical companies went to
Yes,
PR, right?
yeah.
And they built it up, but then when they left,
It's
they just it was like everything
wasteland.
fell apart,
imploded.
right? And
Yeah.
then you know,
It's
now
it
it's
is
a
what it
tax
is.
haven, I guess.
But I mean, I don't know if he would want anyone to know, but he told us without any qualms or anything, so I doubt it. Craig Jones don't give a damn, but he joked about it when he did a seminar at our gym. He's like, I'm not even American. He's like, they were mean to me. He's like,
yeah. I mean, you know, I think everybody's like that, right? Like the outsider coming in. I think everybody's kind of protective of that. It's and like you know, I think the only like I've been to the Bahamas where they're like, yeah, come spend your money, come, but then leave.
Yes.
Right? Come in, give me money, but then leave, right? Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, wow.
Especially in a country for decades that we've been slowly messing with their economy, you know, for profit.
Yeah.
Man.
All right, let's
Yeah,
go to
they're
our
not
next
gonna be super
question.
nice.
Now, this one is, let's see, this is, you probably know, is a Sketchu Hood? Sketchu? Again, I think this might be somebody that knows you. Let me see.
Okay.
Whole bunch of guys don't put their face on Instagram no more.
Yeah, this one, I mean, this isn't it. This, I don't even know.
Smarter, man.
Sketchu Hood. I don't follow this person. He doesn't have a lot there. Let me see. So he says, now I'm going to translate this, I think. So it says, what's your favorite cheese technique? So I guess I mean like
Ooh.
that easy. Would you say
Okay.
cheese technique? Something you'd hit on a trolley open mat on your bro.
A trolley open mat.
Does trolley open mat make sense to you? I don't
No,
I've never,
but I like it.
Yeah.
This question was in Spanish or something?
No. I was literally going to translate because I didn't even understand
It's-
like the
it's-
cheese
okay.
technique. So I guess it's like
Yeah.
that cheesy move
Yeah,
that somebody shouldn't get caught in, but
That's
you catch
one
people
way to
in.
award a question.
Yeah.
Renee's gonna hate me for this, but it's buggies, bro.
Yeah.
It's
like buggy
buggies.
chucks?
Dude,
Yeah.
that's my favorite cheese technique, dude.
Yeah.
For me, it's the I've been messing around with a lot of high grounds, which is chest wrapping people, and you can chase darces on.
Would
either
you say
side.
that's cheese though? Like that's new
If
meta.
I put you in a fucking order 66, that's cheese
That's
for
true.
sure. That reverse
he
triangle
made up
shoulder
a
lock.
move and called it
Well,
the
I
order
didn't
66.
make it.
Or I was just gonna say, man, I've never heard of that one. I've heard a lot of the 10th Planet moves, but
It's
I just
crazy.
I've
never
trained
seen
this. So.
anybody do it like that. So, and I like somebody's definitely 100% like Barry Yoshida, like in deep, like 2 hours deep in an open mat in California or something, like figured that out somehow or whatever the fuck.
So
But,
what do you do? You talking about?
So you chest wrap somebody, and if they sit out, you just hold it, and then you
So
can.
you're from in
Yeah,
behind,
like
you're
a
behind.
front headlock.
No, front-
No, from a front headlock.
Okay, front
If I
headlock.
have a front headlock, instead I'll take my arm off of your chin and I'll wrap myself around your chest.
Double
Okay,
overs.
all right.
Right, double overs.
Okay.
And from there, if they sit out, you end up with both of you facing the sky, and you can start to wrap them up with your arms.
Okay.
And you can chase darces on either side. There's a weird triangle there that I fucking messed around with, and is actually pretty viable.
How do you do all the named moves have to go through HQ at some point, or do you kind of all have
Unfortunately, no.
your own
No.
moves?
I just be
So
saying
even
shit,
within
though.
the 10th Planet system, somebody would come and he would say
Yes.
the move, and they'd be like, "What the fuck is that?"
Exactly.
Listen, if
Yeah.
it sticks, then, you know.
However they can learn it.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
sticks.
It's kind of a badge of honor if you compete in something big and hit something that you know your academy named, and you know the announcer's like, oh, what was that? And you're like, oh, that was the DMs, and now it sticks. That's cool. You get what I'm saying?
So I know the Dead Orchard.
Yes.
And then I see a video and there's like a guy named Orchard.
Nature
that trains,
Orchard.
right? You're right. So
a lot of things in the system, named after Bollinger Break.
Yeah. Yeah.
Real quick, I'm gonna do a fucking Gordon Ryan thing. I'm actually not gonna be here this weekend for the comp because I'm flying out to LA for the Tempe qualifier, which is pretty sure it's gonna be live, but it's gonna be on Pretty sure it's gonna be on YouTube eventually. I'm gonna hit the fucking Order 66, bro. It's gonna be
I'm full of Gordon Ryan right now.
Bro,
You can pull this clip up after you hit it.
Exactly. That's what we're playing.
I believe him. I believe him.
Yeah, I'm gonna whip some people this weekend, bro.
So
it's gonna be hilarious.
Why 10th Planet? How did you wind up with these guys?
Well,
we didn't go there.
I was always kind of like, I don't know, like odd in like of a certain way, I guess. And it was just kind of a cool vibe. And just seeing Eddie Bravo, like a triangle Hoyler and shit, and seeing him do all this weird shit with his legs.
I fit in there.
Yeah, it just
I would fit in there.
It just
with
kind of
these
makes
guys.
sense. Leg locks and shit, you know? So it's just the style that kind of like really called to me, you know? But now I'm really like I try to take knowledge from everybody, bro. Like what works. And sometimes shit that doesn't work, it'll inform you about like jiu-jitsu and like what I should be developing and should not be. And you continue?
No, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say now, I'm not gonna say it's watered down, but like the higher like levels of like ADC like style grappling, everybody has to train a certain way because of the point system, you're gonna end up in certain positions.
Yeah.
So everybody's doing a lot of the same things, but there's still innovations that come out of that, which is really cool.
So now you trained till you didn't join 10th Planet till you were ready brown belt, or you were black belt?
No, I was a brown belt.
You were brown belt.
Yeah.
So what was the transition like? Was it a weird transition or no, not that big of a deal?
At the end of the day, jiu-jitsu is jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's different grips. That's like saying gi versus no gi. You know, instead of grabbing your lapel, I'll just grab like a collar tie.
Were you doing gi? And no gi back in the day?
I trained gi until brown belt, but it was like once a week. Even coming up, I came more up in like a MMA jiu-jitsu program.
Okay.
Then I fought like MMA amateur and stuff like that. So I came more in that sense of like old school jiu-jitsu than like the classic traditional Brazilian jiu-jitsu. You're doing gi every day.
Yeah.
So we'll do gi once a week, and then every other day was no gi. You know, especially down here in Miami. So
Yeah.
Shit hot.
Did you ever? Did you ever go MMA route?
No. I was not. I know I had MMA dreams when I was young.
Yeah.
But you know, once you fall in love with jiu-jitsu straight up, you're like, I don't get a punch in the face, I'm sticking with this.
definitely.
You know, where I was training as a kid when I was 17, 18, just much like Mike, like there wasn't much jiu-jitsu per se. It was MMA gyms.
Yeah.
So everything was striking. Everything we did. I was in 17
wrestling.
years old in there sparring with dudes with tats on their face that are 30 years old, you know? I was desensitized to that at a very young age. And I don't know, I got really lucky to see what it took to be successful. You know, I started with the 10th Planet Bethlehem guys, but around the time that I was 23, I landed a job in Philly and I had to leave the Bethlehem area. So I started training with Daniel Gracie. Shout out to Daniel Gracie, Hunter Gracie, Philadelphia. I love those guys, you know? Again, my coaches, Zach and JM, were blue belts. So they couldn't really rank me. When I got to Daniel, I was a 5-year white belt. And that man gave me my blue belt the very next year. He gave me my purple belt the year after that, my brown belt the year after that, because
I mean, you should have been. That's where you
exactly, you know. And he used to joke about it all the time. He's like, "You a sandbag? You such a sandbag." But you know, I just I got to see from like guys like Paul Felder and Sean Brady, like what it really took to be at that level.
Paul Felder from the UFC?
Paul Felder from the UFC. I was the kids coach and I lived upstairs from the gym. And you know, Danny would give me a key. So Paul would hit me up 4:30 in the morning. It's 30 degrees outside in Kensington, Philadelphia. And Paul Felder's like, "Bro, can you open the gym for me?"
Really?
And he's down there by himself wrecking a bag, dude. Like, that's why he made it that far.
Yeah.
I love Paul. He's the man.
Yeah,
you know?
that lifestyle.
It's not for everybody. Like, I just knew, I'm like, I don't know if I got that in me, bro. To be at that point, you know?
So now talking about you got to be that kind of person. So relationships around jiu-jitsu. girlfriends,
Yeah.
mates, significant others. We're gonna leave him for last because
No, leave me for none.
He's
Never.
probably living on Hinge over there.
guy,
Historically,
I
no.
hate you, dude.
Historically, no. Right? Like I did have a girlfriend for a long time, and that was a rift between us. That she never really was involved in that jiu-jitsu lifestyle with me. You know, so that was a big rift with us. And then after that, jiu-jitsu was my girlfriend. Thankfully now, shout out to Nicole. You know, I'm gonna have a son now. You know, Marcialito Gabriel is on the way. Thank you. and my girlfriend, man, she's just so, she don't know shit about shit with grappling, but she is there screaming her head off and supporting everybody. She doesn't train. She never will train. She's told me. Yeah. But she's, you know, I love it, so she loves it, you know, and I love that. You know, I'm lucky in that regard. But yeah, historically, no.
Yeah, the same. I'm actually getting married this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Becky. That's my
I was going to say congratulations, but I just got divorced this year, so I don't usually say say congratulations much when people tell me they get married. I'm sorry, but
no, you're good. That's live by the sword, die by the sword, right? It's a 50-50 there. But yeah, no, the same. She actually trained before for a little, but it was like a FIU jiu-jitsu
Did you meet
club.
her through jiu-jitsu or no?
So
just happened to
I met her through mutual friends, and we met through there. But we actually rekindled when she had gone to like a New Breed to see her little nephews compete. And I was there coaching some guys, and then sure enough, I was like, "Hey!" And then from there, we started like talking again, and so
shout out to New Breed.
Oh yeah, New Breed.
Did she get crushed by Martin?
New Breed. It started relationships.
She'll go to like the gym and stuff, and she'll mess around, but yeah.
But didn't Martin like kick her in the face or some shit?
I don't remember the story, but
keeps getting worse.
But this was also Martin. This was like Martin 250. Going against my girl. That's
big
like
chungus Martin.
Yeah, another
one of our
girl.
guys that we mentioned earlier that is the Triangle King. He came in the gym also almost 300 pounds, and he's
big boy.
He's down to like 215, 220 now, and he's a
serious
savage
competitor,
you know?
Wow,
it's great.
To your point, I absolutely talked about this on the show. I did get divorced and finalized last summer, and that, amongst other things, jiu-jitsu was a sore spot. Jiu-jitsu was the other woman.
Shit.
You know, I was, jiu-jitsu became this. I did jiu-jitsu, then I started the podcast. The name of my company is Black Belt Digital Marketing, right? So much of it relates to jiu-jitsu, and it's like, I have to train to do this. I want to train. It was just like, hey, work. The hobby became the work, and I enjoy the work.
Yeah.
And that was almost like, you don't enjoy your job, but I like this is my favorite day of the week when I'm doing this. Like, you know, like all my life I've heard people like, I've loved my job, and I've never loved any of my jobs. I love running my businesses, the businesses that I've had, and now I have this and the marketing company. And I love that, but not too many people say, oh, I really truly love my job and mean it. Like, this is my favorite day of the week. I love doing this. This is,
and
come on.
It's
Get
tough
to
too,
talk about jiu-jitsu for 2 hours with brand new people and meet people.
You're pursuing something that's not common.
Yeah.
So to them, they're like, really?
It was the other woman. It was the thing that took me away from her. She never wanted to. She did find kickboxing, but like the kickboxing type places. It's called. Hats off to them. They do a great job. This place called Raw Kickboxing in Coral Springs. She did find a place, but she found a passion for it. But I did this more than her, and it was just like I could never. I'd go to her. I'd go with her. I'd go to her classes. Let's go. I'll go to your class. I could never get her to come this way, and I didn't need that. But her finding something that she was super passionate about helped her understand this. But then again, it became jiu-jitsu. I'm doing jiu-jitsu 3 to 5 times a week. Then I'm doing the podcast once a week. Then I opened up the marketing company. So it was a lot, and work and jiu-jitsu was like became the other woman, and that was hard, and it was caused a rift that we could never.
You hit it on the head talking about how she hated her job. Because I feel like not every single one, but the majority of gym owners that I know that I'm friends with personally, that I have had issues with their significant others, it always boils down to the fact that the person doesn't respect your job. They look at it like that's your hobby. And you're like, no, this is also how I pay the bills. Just because I love it doesn't mean, and do I have to hate my job for it to be respected? Like, I don't think
I was talking to somebody about this last night. So I could say there are times that she's hated her job. The job definitely helped her raise her daughter because it was local. She could bring her daughter to work. And like if she was sick, she'd bring her daughter to work. She has like she could put her in an office, like under a desk, like an empty office, and be like, stay here, take a nap, and then work. So like it gave her this freedom, but there are times where, especially during COVID, she got overloaded. She hated it. I was like, quit. I go, I got us. Find another job. Find something you like. I got enough here. We got enough coming in. Let's do it. But she never, like, she stayed with it. And then it got better. But still, I love what I do. I love this. I love jiu-jitsu. I love the podcast. And then it gave me, you know, the name for the marketing company. We're not specific to martial arts, but it just happened to be Black Belt Digital. I used to be like, I'm a brown belt in jiu-jitsu and a black belt in marketing was my right. But then it grew into something that I think she didn't expect. The podcast, I actually I don't think she thought this was just going to be a hobby, and that it wouldn't and then it took off. And after the first year, it was COVID, but then sponsors were giving us money, and then it turned into a business, and it was just like, oh shit, this worked. So surprise to me and Bo, we were like, we knew we had something, but for it to turn into a business, it was just like, this worked.
Nice.
And I think she was like, fuck, it worked. Damn it.
Yeah, but if she doesn't support you on that, then
hate. You know? Look, let me just say, in case she hears it, I made plenty of mistakes. I'm no fucking angel in the whole equation.
Yeah, but
it was definitely a riff.
You.
Yeah, it would definitely cause a riff. So I love asking people about their relationships around jiu-jitsu because I'm like, am I the only one?
Nah,
am I crazy?
not.
Am I the, you know?
It is tough because like between me and my girl, she has a like more basic 9 to 5, and then my schedule is a little different. Like I'm working in the morning, and then during the afternoon is my rest, and then I'm back working at night. So it's this world is finally giving me what I wanted, which was freedom, and it didn't happen till really after the divorce. So then it kind of sucks. Like, well, remember what I said? You know, I'm going to have this freedom. It's going to go to a place where I can free myself up. Yeah. My daughter working for the company is a big part of it too. Like, so I can leave, and my daughter's got everything's covered. I don't got to worry about a thing. I can take off for a couple of days, which not everybody could do, right? I'm sure you guys got each other, right? You guys got each other in that regard. Like you could take off, and you know that you're okay.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, we it's definitely a community. We got our chats of like even the higher belts of staff, and we're like, hey, look, I need someone to help me out here today or whatever. And that's what it is, bro. It's a village at the end of the day.
I got to tell this one story. I had my ex follow me to LA because she didn't believe that we were just out there for jiu-jitsu.
And was it a job at that point?
I mean,
was it your job to train?
I was still working a 9 to 5, but I was trying to make the push to a full-time competitor, and that's part of the job.
So you went out to HQ?
We would go to HQ and spend a week, 2 weeks just training literally every day. We try to time it, right? So like a big event going down, like an EBI or something, and one of our guys would be competing in it, and you know we'd all go to the event. So it was always awesome. I got to hang out with Bill Cooper, a whole bunch of OGs, legends and stuff. And I'd come back and fanboy about it, and she'd be like, "You're not actually working. Like I don't believe you."
That's
the thing.
Like it's hard when you enjoy it. Whether or not, they don't have to love their job and enjoy it to the same level, but when you're enjoying it and it doesn't sound like,
especially if they
sounds hard.
Exactly.
I used to get on my wife when she would be like, we were so dead at work today that her and her assistant like watched a movie on Netflix, and I would be like, wow, sounds like a real hard freaking job. Like, oh, I would hate that. Like, they watch a whole movie, and I'll be like,
got paid.
So I get that, judging it like, oh, you didn't have to work hard, but you got paid, right? Yeah. But I got paid. I still got paid the same.
It's that fulfillment too, though. You know, you come back, you come home, and you're like, damn, I had a good day. Like, everything worked out. I taught class, everything worked out, and then they're like, damn, I'm stressed out with this 9 to 5 job. Yeah. And this guy is happy-go-lucky, running around the house.
So let's talk to the young gun over here. How you doing on them dating apps? I just got on them. I just got on them.
Right?
I just got on them, and I hate them already.
This rabbit hole.
I just got on all the apps, and I hate it. It's disgusting.
No, it's not.
It's a disgusting place to be.
It's not healthy. Honestly.
It's not healthy.
It's not healthy. Honestly.
Yeah, it's horrible. I even the judging, like me. No.
I was just gonna say,
hate it.
dude,
I don't even do it.
When you're an individual with life experience, that is poison. When you're young and dumb, like it seems so fun.
Sorry, Chris. He's not calling you young and dumb, Christian. Don't worry.
But when you got a little bit of experience,
Christian loves Hinge.
You had a divorce. You're probably swiping left, like no.
I don't even do the swiping if somebody hits me up, or then I'll look at it.
Even better.
But I don't like because I don't like. It doesn't make me feel good about myself to be judging people.
It doesn't feel good either way.
Yeah, I'll say this.
Look,
I'll say this.
I'll
say this one thing. I learned recently that I treated for a long time. I was married to jiu-jitsu. Like that was, dude. Yeah. Like all my connections. Are you
employed in jiu-jitsu? You working at the gym?
Yeah. I work
so
at the
jiu-jitsu
gym.
is the
I
career
teach
right
ground
now.
game theory as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a job. I also had another job recently, but I found out that jiu-jitsu was like a method for me to avoid issues in my own life, right? I like drowned myself in the routine, just constantly, getting stupid tired every day, watching footage all the time, just lifting, eating, dude. And yeah, it's in a way it's healthy. See, like we were saying, jiu-jitsu is super healthy and it helps people like get fix problems.
Yeah.
But for me, it was a method of running away from my issues. I just really like had to train, so I didn't have to like deal with bullshit that I didn't want to.
And is that something that's training, or you still like that now, or do you, or
No.
is it better?
I had a whole fucking couple of months where I was fucking figuring everything else out while I didn't train as much. But I think that made me a better competitor. Like I came back after being injured and having a job and shit, and being fucked over by women or whatever. And I feel like I had like another gear that I could reach when I'm rolling. You know, I can just kind of turn it on and cut through my routes. Like all the knowledge that I had, kind of like, I don't know, I absorbed it in a weird way, kind of not doing as much.
There's no better motivation than getting dumped by a girl or something.
Yeah.
Tell me no, you just go to the gym and you're like,
It got me.
Super
Kill this
Saiyan.
guy, dude.
The two things that got me through the divorce was, I knew that I was gonna, my black belt was on the horizon. It was right. I knew it was gonna come within a few months, and I was getting divorced. So then I was like, threw myself into jiu-jitsu more than my body could actually handle. Like I was like, even when I was like, man, get like rolling out of, you kind of like roll out of bed, like, you gotta get up, and like I can't sit up in bed sometimes. I gotta like roll over to the side. As a matter of fact, I used to be like, "Hun, can you push me?" And she like pushed me with her foot to like help me roll out. Because remember again, I'm 50 now, so it's it is like that at this age. But I threw myself into jiu-jitsu it got me through the divorce, and then it was like, I guess really the I don't know, not extra excuse, but I was like, I knew the black belt was coming and I wanted to earn that black belt. I didn't want anybody to be like, oh, because it's because of time. I was like, no, because I'm here, because certain gyms will just do, okay, well, it's just the time, right? And I don't compete, so it's not like, well, when you get on the podium, you're going to get the black belt, right? So I was like, I threw myself into it a little bit more because I wanted to earn it, but then it kept my head on straight. That, along with a buddy of mine out in Colorado who had gotten divorced years ago, he kept on checking on me, man, and hats off to him, man. He like called me during the day, at night, even if I couldn't answer the phone, he was calling, hey, give me a buzz, you okay? And like in the middle of the day, I'm working at home, so being able to talk to him, nobody's in the house, nobody can hear me, she's at work, and I could just like, tell him all the bullshit and complain about her and whatever. That got me through it, but jiu-jitsu is the main thing that got me through it. But I threw myself into it,
Yeah, it's hard to think about anything else when someone's trying to choke you.
Yeah, big facts.
I say that all the time, right? Yeah, right.
No, that's facts.
Yeah. Oh, my wife is.
Yeah. Fuck my wife. I gotta.
Whenever I'm in like a shitty mood, my mom will look at me and be like, "When's the last time you trained?" She just knows. She just knows. Like,
I'm a different person. Right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm a different person. If I get hurt or I can't train or just life is happening and like maybe I go a couple days, I haven't been on a vacation since I got married, so that's almost like 4 years. So I can't even imagine being out on vacation and not having a place to go train jiu-jitsu, because I could never go on vacation with my wife and bring my gi or go bring, I never trained.
Those are some of the best trips too.
What's that?
That was probably a death sentence.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right. So it was like, really? You can't go one weekend without jiu-jitsu? And not like, she never really, we were all saying it.
So annoying.
I'm better with jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I'm better husband, wife, for women, husband, wife, friend, boyfriend, girlfriend. Every one of those people are better when they train jiu-jitsu. I used to tell my wife, if you want to argue with me, don't argue with me when you get home. Like, let me go to jiu-jitsu, come back. And I'm just going to be like, sure, honey, whatever. I'm
that's
sorry.
A big fact.
Like, my guard is down. I'm exhausted. The wall is down. And now we can have a conversation, and it's going to be a lot better than you coming home. We've just both had a long day, and now we're arguing about stupid shit.
Yeah, definitely.
So are you dating? Do you use the apps? I know I was joking about it, but are you on the apps?
Not really, not too much anymore.
You think you could date a girl that doesn't do jiu-jitsu?
That doesn't do jiu-jitsu? Probably, most likely, yeah. It's probably easier, I think.
Yeah. Easy. I've always
separate.
I always kind of think of it the other way. I'm like, man, I'd love to find a girl that does jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, no, listen, that's definitely really cool.
I guess it depends too. Like, do you use jiu-jitsu for your time? Because if it's for your time, then they get in there, and then it's
I'm
like
cool.
not your time anymore.
Every girl that I've always I'm better. Like, I want to do everything with my girl. Like when I've had, like
if they train at a different gym,
I want them
it's
to,
a little easier.
Yeah.
But I also haven't experienced the whole like, okay, now there's my girl rolling with one of my part, like, and he's got
I
his
got you.
balls sitting on her head, trying to get a Kimura. And,
Historically,
Get out, girl.
Yeah.
Jeez.
historically, I've been in this game 17 years, 18 years
You're
now.
nodding your head
it's
no?
just, it's never. I've seen. We were talking about this the other day. I know maybe 4 couples that met on the mat, got married, started a family. Like, it worked out for them.
Yeah.
Everybody else, it's been so messy.
Yeah.
Like, it's like.
Younger though, like younger kid. I mean,
they were
20 something.
They were in their 20s when they met, early 20s,
Yeah.
and then built a family together. Like, shout out to my boy Thor. Like,
But I'm saying the ones that went bad, were they also young?
yeah, no,
too?
they were also young.
kind
They
of
were also
expected.
young,
Is it the
yeah.
jiu-jitsu though that messed things up?
it's just the fact that like whenever the drama starts, no matter how it starts, one of those people has to leave the community now. And,
Or it's just awkward.
And it's just, the girl starts, now she's dating your teammate, and now you got beef with your teammate, or you're dating her friend in the gym, and she's got beef with her friend.
I know a
that's
couple.
like
I
high
know a
school.
couple that trains in the gym together, and they just broke up. And
Yeah, that turns into like a high school environment.
Everybody's like this, waiting. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
you're just waiting for shit to blow up.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, man. Or even worse.
Gets
I've
chilly
seen
in there when they walk in.
I've seen it where the girl now starts dating the coach, and now you gotta learn
Oh
from
man, no.
those are
You can have a whole
Yeah.
conversation about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I've never in the entirety of my jiu-jitsu career have I ever dated a girl that does jiu-jitsu.
See, in my mind, like I've never had somebody that does. I've never dated somebody that does jiu-jitsu, and in my mind, I need somebody that's equally obsessed about jiu-jitsu or something else in this world. In this world, though,
That's the
not
key.
like
They just have to understand.
eat healthy,
Yeah.
need to exercise. So I'm sorry. Like I know that there's a really good friend of mine that I dated, and I told her, so like we can't, like we could be friends, but we can't date. This was like 20 years ago, but we reconnected post divorce. But I'm like, we're friends. We're truly friends. I know that she would want to date, and I'm like, what time did you work out today? She's like, I didn't. I'm like, what's your normal workout schedule? I don't have one. I'm like, I can't see.
Yeah.
I've already like gone to restaurants. We're eating and ordering desserts, and I'm like, I'm not going to order that. I got to eat healthy. Like I need somebody in that mindset because I can be easily dragged down into that world of like,
that's true.
That's
true. Yeah, and then it's
I ate
not
a
the-
little too much last
it's not
night.
the
I can't
best
wake up at 9 tomorrow, 8 o'clock to go to jiu-jitsu at 9. I need somebody that's gonna
bring out the best in you.
I've always pulled my girlfriend, my mate, my wife. I'm always like, come on, let's go to the gym. I'm like, I want that person that's calling me the lazy motherfucker because I'm not doing enough. Like I want that. I've never had that. So I'm waiting for somebody to be the one that's pulling me.
That's one of the things that
But it's
attracted
hard,
me to
man.
my girl, man. She's a fitness honey. You
Okay.
know?
She doesn't do jiu-jitsu, but
she
she's
don't do
in fitness.
jiu-jitsu, but she be throwing the weight around.
Yeah,
I
okay.
love that. I
Yeah.
love that.
Equally obsessed?
Yeah, like it's her thing.
Yeah.
She eats good. She has her regimen. She does her own research. She don't ask me for no advice. That's her thing.
No, if I'm with someone, and they're like, "Hey, you want this pint of ice cream?" and I'm like,
Yes.
yes, and I will eat it.
This is why I trained today.
And then people say like, "Oh, you're not disciplined enough. You got to be more disciplined." And I'm like, you wouldn't bring a crackhead to a crack house and tell them that you can't smoke crack.
That's fact.
I have a problem with food. I don't keep food. I don't keep bad food in my house. I don't keep bad things in my house that I know that I'll binge on.
You're gonna eat it.
I might be looking at the cabinets at 12 midnight, but there's nothing there. So okay, go to bed, right?
And then you close it and open it again.
But if it's there, right. So it's like
hoping there's something
maybe
else.
something appeared.
My
right?
girl always complains. She's like, "How many times are you gonna open the refrigerator? Nothing new is gonna pop up." I'm like, "I'm just
Well,
seeing
you
my
gotta
options.
think, right,
I'm seeing my options. Let me see."
I could probably put something together though if I mix a couple of things together, right? But yeah, I mean, like I need that person that's like that. That's gonna be like
it's a blessing, man.
Yeah.
I'll be real. She's all about it. She be judging me like I eat pretty healthy, and she's already on my shit. Like you're not eating
that's
enough
what I'm
greens.
saying.
At least you got GMOs
Here's a
in.
probiotic. I'm like, all
But
right,
you see,
man.
that's what I need. She's, hey, come on, man, right?
Yeah,
I've never had that. I've always been. It's more like pulling me in the bad direction, and not like horrible, but like, hey, let's go out. Let's go eat. Let's go have a drink.
Yeah,
and
but
then
that
you
turns
don't.
into-
and then it
yeah.
turns. One drink turns into 3 or 5, or then hey, let's meet our friends here, and then you don't.
Yeah.
And then I don't go train.
And then you wake up the next
Training
day and
is
you're like,
important.
"Bro, what the fuck? I spent all this money and this and that,
I'm telling
and
everybody,
for nothing."
every girl that I'm dating, like jiu-jitsu is the most important thing in my life, and understand it's not. I'm putting it first because it'll make me a better boyfriend for you. It'll make me better for you. Believe me, you want me doing jiu-jitsu. So that encouragement from somebody that truly understands it, but that's hard, man.
Yeah.
These girls out there, man, Besides the fact that the girl that shows up is usually not the same girl who's pictures
true.
on the app, which has happened to me a couple of times.
And here in Miami, I can't imagine that, bro.
Yeah,
It's-
the turnover rate is crazy.
Yeah.
Yo,
So we got. Let's try to get through the drill down. We had a bunch more questions, but I know I told you guys I kind of got to cut it short today because I got an appointment after this. So let's do the
drill down.
sound effects.
nice.
Oh shit.
No,
that's nice.
we spare no expense here.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm not even going to
You got
ask
one
you.
job.
The most popular question that we get is gi or no gi. And obviously, I'm not even gonna, we won't even do that one.
Listen,
Well,
surprisingly, my answer to that question is always, what do you want to compete in?
yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
If you're going to train if you're going to compete in the gi, you better be in the gi.
So what about what about the argument of you should learn? I guess from a self-defense standpoint, I agree that you should do gi if you're doing it for your self-defense because you need to know how to grab on stuff if you're being attacked. Say you're a girl getting attacked by a guy and you understanding how to use their clothing. If you're just going to compete in one or the other, then obviously you don't need to train in the other one.
Well,
Agree?
I disagree with the first point respectfully.
Okay.
If you're in South Florida, good luck finding clothes to grab onto. You know,
It's been cold. It's been cold
for a week.
I've been wearing my long sleeve hooded T-shirt.
Yeah, I mean, I think that as somebody who trained in the gi for a long time, I think it is beneficial to know how to manipulate clothing and stuff. But the natural body handles are also very accessible. To limit yourself to either or for self-defense purposes, I think is dumb.
Okay.
I think you would be both if you're training self-defense, right? Now, in terms of what I mean by competition, I just mean like what are you training for? What are you training for? If you're training in MMA, then you shouldn't really be in a gi. But there are people that would tell you the opposite. That's what I'm referring to.
I've heard both sides of the argument. I guess the most recent answer that I got was the one that I just spit out, which I probably didn't do as eloquently as the person did. But again, if you're doing it for self-defense, then the gi is nice because it's giving you that weapon of the clothing.
I agree.
Where
No,
gi,
in
right?
that
We're not
regard,
supposed to touch clothing. We
I
can't
agree
touch
with
anything,
that.
right?
In that, I get what you mean by that. In that context, I do agree. It's an added weapon. I agree with that.
Okay.
I will agree with that.
Agree? Disagree?
Yeah, I agree on that. Like pretty much. Honestly, it's just pros and cons to everything. The gi, I do see how I want to be able to train till an older age, and I do see how it's gonna be hard to like keep up with guys in no gi at an older age. That's when
I always say the gi
might pop
allows
up.
me to slow people down, and they have to roll at my pace.
Just peel your
I'm
grips
usually the
first.
bigger guy in the gym for my gym, so I can use the gi to slow
As the
people
smaller
down.
person, that's when you're like, fuck the gi. Like this guy would not be able to hold me if I didn't have a gi on. I'd be running circles around.
Yeah.
Facts.
But as I do realize as getting older, it's like, am I gonna be able to keep up with these leg locks?
Have you trained in the gi? Have you ever trained in the gi, or has it always been no gi?
I trained the gi all the way up until like 2018, 2019, and I always enjoyed it for the aspect of I have more. Like Keenan Cornelius would say that the gi is just more technical than no gi because multiply the things you can do in no gi times like 1,000 or 10. And there you go. He ends the argument.
Yeah, all of a sudden you're a mountain. You could get gi choked.
But I think also the gi is was also it's something that we held on to in the martial arts, and there's a bunch of different forms of gis, and jiu-jitsu was originally Brazilian jiu-jitsu was really originally Japanese, trained primarily in the gi up until now. But you see back in the day, even in Brazil, you'd have to the people who would train jiu-jitsu were people who could afford to buy a gi, right? And then it's not that simple, right? But then the other people would train luta libre and shit. So in a way, it's kind of like a class thing going on.
I feel like
I might be bullshitting, but
there's always been gi and no gi.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we got a bunch more questions. So these we're going to go a little faster with. So take down a pull guard.
Take him down.
Take them.
Get on my knees, put you on your ass, and pass your guard.
Music during rolling. Who controls the music?
Whoever's running class.
Yeah.
Right?
Whoever's running class.
Whoever's running class.
So definitely music during rolling.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
maybe off during instruction, but on during.
Yeah, we
open
put it
rolls.
down during
Exactly.
instructions, but
We do
roll
metal
situationals.
Metal Mondays.
If you control the music, what do you put on? What's your go-to?
Dude. So at first, I used to listen to a ton of like punk music and like metal, and then everybody was like, "Yo, what is this trash?"
Is that what's your shirt say?
Devil leg locks. It's like
leg locks, okay.
a Misfits reference.
All right, cool.
Right. But then people started trashing my music, so I'm like, you know what? Let me like look up other music, and I got really into like Wu-Tang and like Doom and like Tupac and shit.
Okay.
And now I have like all this like African funk music. I got really, I went into a few different music rabbit holes, so I just add them to the playlist.
What about you?
Yeah.
What are you playing?
No, I'm all over the place. I'll play James Brown in the morning, or
for real? Yeah.
I'll go 90s hip hop.
Is this like the third person that said James Brown in like recent episodes? For real?
Yeah,
like,
or like Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
It just depends on what mood I'm in.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
How about you?
I'm a hip hop guy mostly,
Yeah.
you know, but I've been switching it up recently.
Yeah.
I've been throwing more like alternative and even some Spanish music on. I like rolling the salsa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
In PA, they're
Anything that
also
gets you
fucking
moving.
Bad Bunny.
That's funny, right?
Yeah.
It's true.
Most annoying thing that students do.
Man, that's
a
a
hard
laundry list.
That's kind of a hard
That's
question.
a tough one.
I don't know.
Hard hitting questions here at the Jiu-Jitsu Dummies
Honestly,
podcast.
in my opinion, when the new guy is teaching,
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's a big
That's
one.
annoying. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
just come to learn, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The most annoying thing that students do.
Stepping off the mat without shoes.
Okay.
Oh, immediate
Bathroom?
trigger.
Yeah.
You're like, yo.
Yeah, like definitely.
Get off the
don't
mat,
be
dude.
like the nasty wrestler, like walking off with
I
your wrestling
religiously-
shoes into the bathroom.
I
and-
religiously bring my slippers, my sneakers.
Yeah, you have
I'll go
to.
off the mat, get them. I got to walk around the mat to go to the
Yeah.
bathroom. I hate when I see
I
somebody
always tell
wrong.
people when people walk in, I'm like, yo, number one rule is this. After that, like everything trickles down. But
Yeah.
Only because you're the youngest, so we get a different perspective. What's the most annoying thing that coaches do?
That coaches
That
do.
a coaches do?
I don't really. I never. You know what? That's something I never like actually thought of. Sometimes like when I'm around like a coach, maybe I don't vibe with super well. I kind of just roll with the punches and just do the move, or maybe think of a different way to do the move, and then I'll just roll. I don't know.
Okay, so
I'm
give me
kind
the
of not-
give me the coach's side then, because you do coach, right?
Yeah.
So what's the most annoying thing that students do?
When people say they're gonna do something, they say they're gonna show up, they say they're gonna work, and then they don't, but they still like expect the same kind of energy from me. Like I'm gonna feed
I like that.
all my
that's a
knowledge,
good one.
and I'm gonna help everybody that I can that is actually gonna show up, and I could see he's actually committed and is actually
Yeah.
absorbing the information.
Yeah.
But if somebody
Okay.
What do
just
the
sits
other people
around,
get? What do they get?
Snickle Fritz.
Snickle Fritz.
They get the,
What's that?
yeah, you do.
From 22 Jump or from
No, Pineapple Express.
Pineapple Express, right? Like, it's funny. What's the name of that Instagram, the show you wrote thing where you got to call in?
Oh, they just leave the
yeah.
recording.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know
I
it's
called
great.
in. I
Those are
called
great.
in once,
Did you?
and they actually put it on. Yeah, and it was literally that
Snickle Fritz,
speech
yeah.
where it's like if you stick around to help, you're always on time. You know, you're helping the new people. You're not beating up on the trial guy. You know, you're putting on a good example. Yo, whatever you need from me as a coach, I'm there for you.
Yeah.
But if you're the opposite, you get Snickle Fritz.
Yeah.
Everyone else gets dank, and you get the bottom,
Yeah.
of the barrel.
The bullshit.
It got seeds and stems
My
and all
in-house
that.
cannabis
The weed
professional
you're gonna throw away.
sommelier.
Yeah. And we gonna tell you it's a 3.5, it's
Yeah.
a 3.2. We gonna lie to you, dude.
And it's annoying when they think that they still deserve or they're entitled.
You're
to
now
that.
wimp low. You're now wimp low.
Yeah.
We train you wrong as a joke.
What would you be doing if you hadn't found martial arts? Jiu-jitsu specifically.
That's
but
a
you
tough
did.
one.
What would you
Fist
be
fighting
doing?
in the
Did you
backyard.
when
like-
you were a kid, what were you? Yeah, what did you want to be when you grew up? When you grew up?
So growing up, I always wanted to be an athlete, and then
Yeah.
this was like my oh shit, I could
Found it.
fucking do this shit. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah. That,
What about you? What would you be doing if you hadn't
me?
found
I'd
martial
be
arts?
dead.
You'd be dead.
I'd be dead.
Dead in jail.
He's not.
Easy enough. How about you, Gabe?
All jokes aside, Ant walked in the gym and he gave a little bit of school shooter vibes.
Oh,
Yeah. I used to play that up, man.
Definitely.
That shit was fun.
All right, and we have like he's come into his own, man. Like I'm not taking credit for his development. This is who he is, but we've
Yeah.
allowed him the avenue to become the person.
Is that good to
you
hear?
know?
Do you like hearing that?
Yeah, I
that
guess.
feel
I
good?
mean, I kind of like know that subconsciously in some way. But yeah.
That's good. All right.
Me, man, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I got a criminal justice degree. I'd probably be working in a prison somewhere.
Yeah.
Depressed and fat.
Yeah.
Well, my dad was a cop and he wanted me to be a cop. I took the test. I took the test down here. Thank God I never got on.
Isn't
That's
that a good
tough,
feeling?
That's a tough job.
I didn't get on because of my driving record. I got a DUI. I got a ticket and then a DUI while I was interviewing.
That was the
And
fates.
that's it.
That was the fates nudging you in the correct direction.
I believe it.
dude.
I believe it. And that was me coming off of I went on an interview with the Fort Lauderdale PD, and I had worked at a moving company. I was making almost $200,000, and they were like, "What the fuck are you doing here? Why are you here?" And I'm like, "Because I'm sick of that corporate life. I want to help people. I want to." And they were just like, "There's something wrong with it." And I was old. I was in my 30s already, so it was already like, "What? You're in your 30s? What the fuck are you gonna do here?" Like they want 20s, put in 20 years,
Yeah.
But yeah. So all right, last question. Ultimate goal in the world, jiu-jitsu. Where do you see yourself in 5, 10, 15 years?
I mean, as for the team, I definitely want to own our location. In the next 6 years, I want to have, a location much like they do in Bethlehem. That's ours. That's mine. I ain't paying rent to nobody but me.
Own the real estate
and
the building.
And as a coach, like I'm kind of already doing it. It's kind of sad that this man is leaving us. He's going down to Austin to continue pursuing his career.
You?
Yeah.
You leaving?
Yeah.
What the fuck we bring him on for? Get rid of him. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, man.
But that's
I'm
a
glad to have you.
perfect example of, as a coach, like I can only hope that every single one of my guys eventually grows and gets to a point where it's like, yo, I want bigger things for me,
Yeah.
And I know he's gonna come back. He ain't leaving us forever. It's gonna be cool to see him on bigger stages now.
There was a question in here that said, what do you think? Something about like what area, Pennsylvania or Florida has the better jiu-jitsu
community
vibe or community?
Scene.
And I was gonna throw in. I was gonna be like, what? Forget about that question for a second. Let's call it the Mecca. Like I felt like being in South Florida and seeing all the gyms, I'd be like, man, aren't we like the Mecca? And then people would be like, nah, California and New York too. But it's like Austin's kind of
Since COVID.
Now, right now, Austin's
Austin is like the
It used to be
Mecca.
New York. Now it's Austin.
because of flow grappling, because of all the jiu-jitsu
Yeah.
there. Even before Gordon went there,
BT.
I'm in like in the marketing world, so I looked at this. Like jiu-jitsu academies in Austin, Texas, and it was just like red dots everywhere in like a very small area.
It's a big community
And
over
then
there already.
Gordon went there, and then Rogan went there, and then flow grappling is based right. Aren't they like right in Austin or right outside?
They're
of
like
Austin?
all 20, 40 minutes apart
Yeah,
from
yeah.
each
Fuji's
other.
down there too. Like they got the culture,
Yeah.
like and that's why he's going there.
Yeah. That's good, man. Good for you.
And so that's
thanks,
what I want. I want to build. I want to build every single one on the team to the point. I know we can only offer so much. We're an awesome team, and we always will be. But if you got big dreams, I want to get you to that point.
10th planet. You're gonna be at a 10th planet.
Yeah. 10 Planet Austin and a B team.
And B team.
Yeah.
Have you been there already?
Yeah, I went there like twice before, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're really cool. Have really great roles. Yeah, man. I just want to be around. I just want to be around the highest level guys so they can beat the crap out of me. And I can absorb all that knowledge, bro.
So we're gonna leave it there.
Thank you to Feito IT and AV, specializing in commercial and residential automation, security cameras, CCTV, POS, and more. Check them out at feitoitav.com or call 305-428-2515 and let them know the dummy sent you. Special thank you to the crew over at Flow and Roll for all their support. Flow and Roll is renowned for their incredible no-gi rash guards, shorts, and leggings. Flow and Roll has quickly become the premier custom apparel provider for academies big and small throughout the United States. Reach out today to discuss your custom order and ask about their incredible pre-order program. You can send an email to flowandroll@gmail.com or visit their Instagram at flow_n_roll and shoot them a direct message. And yes, they can create an awesome custom gi for your academy as well. Visit flowandroll.com to check out their awesome designs, and while you're there, pick up a Jiu-Jitsu Dummy signature tee exclusively at flowandroll.com. And remember, you'll get 20% off your purchase of t-shirts, rash guards, or gis with code JJD.
Any shout out sponsors? Anybody you want to say hello to? Each of you.
Hey,
This is your
shout
time.
out to Fuji. Shout out to all the guys up at Bethlehem, your whole finishers empire. Hey, shout out to everybody here. If you don't know yet, I hope you know now. Finisher Southeast is now moving sub only. Our first event is tomorrow. Obviously, this is going to come out after that, but be on the lookout because we're rolling, man. We're going to be pumping
Next
out
time,
more
let me know
shows.
before. Like, if
For
you tell
sure.
me, like, if you know something's coming, like a month before, we can plan it out and then have this come out like a week or two before.
Yes, sir. And also, we're moving to a new space, 6315 Miramar Parkway. So come through. Check us out, you know?
Hey, yeah, shout out to my girl. Shout out to my friends and family. Shout out to Hialeah. You know, the city I'm
hell
from.
yeah.
So.
Shout out to the cleanest jiu-jitsu drip in the game, Robles. Shout out to Ground Game Theory Jiu-Jitsu, Team Soul, Miami Sit CrossFit Gym. And yeah, shout out to Hialeah, bro. Born in Macon, Georgia, but bred in Hialeah.
There we go. All right, guys, we're going to leave it there. Listen, man, thank you for coming on. A little shorter than normal, but welcome to come back
Hell yeah,
anytime.
definitely.
Great to, like, again, if you got an event going, let me know beforehand. Maybe we do a little Mello game, not to leave anybody. We can fit everybody. Bring you guys in with Mello and Drew.
That'd be hilarious.
And then just watch you guys rip each other apart. I'd love to do that. Let's work on that.
That's
All
a
right, guys?
battle royale right there.
All right,
I'm
man.
just gonna instigate and let them two fight.
Listen, thank you for
Just gonna
watching
make
and
dick
listening,
jokes in the
everybody. Check us out on Jiu-Jitsu Dummies on Instagram for all the ways to watch us and support. My personal IG is Uncle Milty BJJ. Thank you to Bo and Christian. I always appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching and listening, everybody. Peace, love, Jiu-Jitsu. Us.